I gotta show you. Love cats, don't you? Look at this.
I like to make fun of
Why
cats.
cats don't always want to make the best dogs. Watch this.
Yeah. Is it it's trying to fight the ball and then plays dead.
It's just that, PJ.
That cat looks drunk.
There we go. Good weekend.
I like that you brought your laptop with you.
Good, yeah, just in case something breaks.
Oh,
So I got
mercy.
PJ there.
There you go.
Yeah, everybody coming in with a fresh cut. PJ, you got a fresh cut.
Yep. Yeah. So did Steve.
So did Steve.
Nice. Yeah, you did clean it up a bit.
Do you cut your own hair?
No, I go to Great Clips.
Great
Clips.
clips?
Yeah.
How much do they cost nowadays?
It's like $15.
$15.
Yeah.
Do you tip?
Looks
Yeah, I
like
give
it's
like
$15
$5 tip.
per-
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I mean $15 is reasonable.
So do you just give them the whole 20 and then just call it a day?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Do you do the whole? No, keep it for you.
I just say keep the change.
Yeah, keep the change, you filthy animal.
Don't spend it all in one place.
Right.
And Steve, who cuts your hair?
Yours truly.
Can we?
Oh, yeah, it looks like it.
That's so rude. You're not supposed to say that.
I can
people.
see, like,
See that one
did you
strand
put
that's
product?
like-
Yeah. Did you put product in it today?
No, I'm fresh out of waking up from the shower. So.
Oh,
How long did you sleep in the shower this morning?
Oh, I think an hour this morning.
oh,
'Cause
wow.
I got out of bed at 8:15. Probably took me a half hour. Yeah. Maybe,
So you
maybe
live.
at least 45
You live 4 minutes from here maximum. Okay.
He literally rolled out of the tub into here.
Okay.
Why don't you go somewhere and get your hair cut?
What did
You
I
know,
tell you?
I think haven't I told this story before?
No.
The last time, probably not the last time. I've probably gone to a wedding and have gotten like a real haircut, but the last real time that I intentionally went to a haircut place, barbershop, got my haircut, it was in college, West Virginia. So this was probably 8 or 9 years ago now.
Yeah.
And I went into the place, and I'm not very like stereotypical or anything like that. I'm very open-minded. But I went in, and the lady starts cutting my hair, and she's a little off. Something was off. So she starts cutting my hair, she's clipping it. It's going okay. And then she smiles for the first time, and you're looking in a mirror. All these places are like that. And you look back.
Did she have teeth?
She had like 3 teeth. I'm not kidding. It's like
Nothing
it
wrong
was
with
the
that.
stereotypical like West Virginia barbershop.
Sorry
And
to all the West Virginia viewers.
I'm
So-
sorry.
and I went to college.
Was
I
she
loved-
smoking a
loved that
cigarette?
place. No, she was not. But she went back into like the back room to go grab something, and I freaked out and I left. And I just left $10 or $20 on the counter and I walked out.
You didn't let her finish?
I didn't let her finish.
Why?
I don't know. It kind of creeped me out. It did.
So you just cut your own hair now?
No, I just cut my own
No,
hair.
why don't you just like buzz it, just like you, because you try and go like multiple guards and faded it. Steven, I love you, buddy, but we should.
I think it
Because
looks
I can
great.
see in the background, like it's just in like.
It's always here. It's like at this hairline.
Just wear a hat for a little while.
Yeah. See, like you make such a big deal about it.
wear a
you know,
hat.
and then I'm like,
It'll grow in.
Did you look
days
good when
later.
you walked in? You look good. You look fresh and
thank you.
complete.
I feel better.
Oh, I cut mine every 2 weeks, but I do it myself. But I only use no guard, so it's
Straight.
just.
Yeah. I
I'm
could
due.
do that. Maybe
I
I'll
am
do that
due.
next time.
I am due. I actually have to go to a wedding this weekend, so I think I might
nice.
actually trim
Where's
up.
the wedding?
Hilton Head,
Oh,
South
very
Carolina.
nice.
Yeah. And so Gina asked a loaded question yesterday, which was, "Are you going to wear that suit?" And I was like,
That's you have one suit?
"Yes." It's a suit for Hillary and Lauren's wedding. It's like a light blue suit, and I said no, and she was like, "Yes, you're going to have to wear the jacket." I was like, "I'm not going to wear the jacket." I was like,
Why not? It's a wedding.
"You don't have to wear a jacket at a wedding."
Oh God.
But here's the thing: it's like, why do I have to be like Brianna? Like you're the lone female in here. If I was like, are you going to be wearing that bikini to the beach? That's sexist of me to ask. Like, why do I have to wear the jacket? I feel victimized.
No.
I can't.
It's just tradition.
There's
Like,
just- you
Matt,
just
step in
can't.
here, please.
Tradition-
No, I can't.
Tradition should be exploded because there's no reason to wear a jacket. What's the point of the jacket? It's not cold.
It's just more respect for
And
the,
a tie,
the,
like
the
ties and
folks
stuff?
getting married. But
Why is that respectful? Like, what if I actually were to give them $1,000 in cash?
so now you
No,
think you can
no.
buy your way
No,
through
it's
everything?
better if I just wear a jacket.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's insane. I hate jackets.
There's such
Take a
nostalgia
picture.
there.
Take a picture. I'd love to see that.
I guarantee you,
Because you'd
in
be like this.
like 50 years, nobody's gonna be wearing jackets and ties anymore and bow ties. Like, what is
That's the problem with the
I
world.
disagree.
I've been talking about this since
disagree.
we started this podcast.
just because one yahoo decided to say, I'm just gonna twirl my tie like this? It's like, oh, we all got to do that now. It's ridiculous. It serves no purpose. Zero. Absolutely zero. Same thing with collars. You got a lack of collar, yeah. Yeah, you too. 3. Like, what's the point of the collar?
To hide the tie.
You're not wearing ties.
You don't always have to wear ties.
And you don't have to hide the tie. You can just put it around your neck.
It's
Do you ever take a step back out into consciousness and say, look at that. That's ridiculous, the collar.
No.
I like the collar.
I love it. I think it looks classy, tight, and that's it.
Anybody else back, PJ?
Yeah, I think it looks classy.
Yes.
Jeff.
I'm with you, Jake.
Thank you.
I kind of like to go collarless.
Collarless. You got to cut the half collar. It's okay. I'll give it to you today. Henley's. Henley's.
Okay.
It's like I'm kind of here for the party, but I'm gonna sit back in the corner and watch.
Okay.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, I have this big thing about jackets, and I'm gonna wear socks this weekend and shoes.
I can't believe it.
Oh,
It's
man.
going to be amazing. Take a picture for us.
Oh,
Argyle
man.
socks.
What's that?
Argyle.
No, I just have black running socks that I wear all the time.
They're not even dress socks?
They're just like Adidas black running socks.
They come up past your ankle, right?
No, they're like ankle socks. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Oh, my God.
Will I not fit in at the country club?
No, you will not.
Anywho, so I was actually.
Please get Gina to take a picture.
So yesterday I went out and got the mail, and it was on Sunday, but I'd forgotten to get the mail on Friday or Saturday, and it hit me. The number one reason that everybody goes to check their mail is because they want to get something in there, meaning you secretly hope that somebody's going to send you $50,000. I was thinking about this, like literally you're going through the mail and you're thinking, what is this? This could be the ticket to like something else, right? And so it just hit me as a good discussion piece. It's like the only reason I go to check the mail is not because I'm hoping for a letter from Aunt Deb in Pennsylvania. It's like I'm hoping a distant relative that I don't even know or have met, that I'm not close with, died peacefully and left me $100,000. No, am I the only one?
I do feel that way.
See?
But 99.9% of the other time, I am so scared of my mail that since I've been in my new house, which has been at least a year.
There's only bills in the mail.
Humble brag right there.
At least a year. My mail has been held 3 times because I haven't checked it for like 2+ weeks, and it's currently being
How
held
do you
right
pay
now.
the bills?
Electronic.
Yeah. Who cuts
Everything's
checks?
everything's online.
Do you not trust the electronic payment of things?
You don't get any other bills in the mail that like you...
So the only important things that have happened that I've missed, my mortgage got sold 3 times.
Well, you don't need to know that though.
So I
Unless
get
you-
contacted other ways.
Well,
so
I think you do because like
Do you?
if like there's an issue, he's like, I'm calling Bank of America. They're like, dude, that was 3 banks ago.
You told me you felt kind of pissed that it was sold too. Remember?
just recently, last month it got sold again, and I didn't check my
But
mail
that's
for
what
3 months. I just kept grabbing it like every week.
There's
and a half,
nothing else you've missed
bringing it in.
other than that.
No, that's been by far the most important
All right.
thing.
Well, then you've done pretty well for yourself.
Yeah.
I think you've done all right.
But full circle back to what you're saying, like 6 months ago, I started going through like old mail from like 3 months prior to that I just never went through. I was
Right.
going through a stack. And there was a check for like $1,500 from the last job I worked at that they never paid me out.
You can't cash it
How much
anymore
was
'cause
it?
Statute of limitations.
I was able to cash it. I
How
called
much?
them. $1,500.
$1,500.
It was
Okay.
like my last
See?
check.
But do you, like PJ, when you go check the mail, are you secretly hoping there's money in there?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
of course.
that's the only reason we check mail now.
Yeah.
Of course.
Amazon. Well, those usually get delivered to your door now, don't they?
Oh, I have like a mailbox.
You have a person that brings it
It's
to
a
you.
split. Actually, that's a good point. It's like when does the Amazon person decide to leave it in the mailbox or leave it by the front door?
It's
Size?
We get 50-50.
or when is actually a better question is like when is it an Amazon person and when is it like USPS?
It's probably
right?
USPS then.
Yeah, but there is like Amazon people.
Are there?
Yeah, you'll see them occasionally like in like these creepy white vans.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep, that guy works for Amazon.
Yeah,
I
dropping
know
off
that.
the box. Yeah.
How's that bagel there, Peach?
It's great.
Is it gluten free?
Too much
No,
cream
it's
cheese
not.
on the Dunkin' Donuts
Unhealthy-
bagel for my
unhealthy
liking.
breakfast.
I'm a big cream cheese fan.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'll take a bagel, cream cheese. Hold the bagel.
Hi. Do you like
like that one, Peach?
Do you like the cream cheese with the scallions in them?
No.
Oh, my, sorry.
I'm a pure.
chives and onions.
That's yes.
Yeah,
same
same.
thing. Green
Yeah,
scallions.
Love that.
Jalapeno.
Is it a fruit or is it a vegetable? I don't know.
No, save that one.
So, since it's extremely debatable between cream cheese and what we like, good segue. Our commander in chief just tweeted, right, like 5 minutes ago, and we were just talking about this. PJ asked the question. Was it PJ or you?
Did he get the new iPhone? Is that what the question
I think
was?
it was PJ. He was asking if Hillary Clinton were to run again, or was it you? Brianna asked it, if Hillary Clinton were to run again, what do you think would happen? And literally, as soon as she asked that, Donald Trump tweeted the following.
I was recently asked if crooked Hillary Clinton is going to run in 2020. My answer was, I hope so.
And that's what I actually agreed with President Trump, that it would be a landslide in his favor again. Nobody's going to vote for her. Well, I don't want to say nobody. There's no way that she wins. There's no way that she wins in 2020.
I don't think she ever makes it to the ticket, just from the Democratic side. They won't put her forward.
Even as I am a registered independent, I didn't vote for him. I wouldn't vote for him again. I don't think I could vote for her. I just don't. Like I don't. She couldn't carry it last year, and there was definitely some issues. But I don't think that she would even have a chance. I really don't.
I would agree with that.
You don't want to go down this rabbit hole?
No.
All right. Perfect. Wrap that one up. Next topic. You don't want to get political today. Is that pink and white or teal and gray? Make sure you put a picture of it.
So I think it could be both.
Okay.
I think it could be both.
But
I think it's all depending on the lighting. In this particular lighting, it is teal and gray.
To me, it's teal and gray, and if you don't think so, you're nuts. Like, that's
Thank you,
clearly-
PJ.
Teal and gray.
I'm slowly becoming the least controversial
teal and
person
gray.
on this
That's
podcast.
not good.
and I
Here's
love
the
it.
actual picture.
So,
So that's pink and white.
what are you talking about? What'd you just show me versus what?
It
you're
was
showing
like
me
it
now?
was
But
night
watch
vision.
wait a second. See, it's pink and white. Right? We can all agree that.
I see
Now,
Why don't we put this out there on the internet?
now take a look at it, and you can see that it's pink and white.
That's teal and gray.
No.
What are you doing to the photo?
I'm not
Are you
doing-
showing me a different photo?
I'm showing you the original one.
Yeah. So it looks like they use night vision, and with the night vision,
Nobody
naturally.
uses night vision. That doesn't even exist anymore.
What do you mean? He took a
007.
picture at nighttime,
No, I just think it's bad exposure.
and the vision was night.
But now, can you see that it's pink and white now?
it's not pink and white. It's teal and gray.
I'm not trying to be controversial
That's
here.
pink. Hold that up next to that and tell me
So there
that
it
that's
is.
pink.
Pink and white.
That's pink.
Okay.
That's pink.
Now, see if you can have your eyes adjust to pink and white.
Like I said, the fashion in which the photo was taken, it's now teal and silver, or teal and gray.
Pink and white.
So obviously this is like the dress color.
Who put this out
Thing
there? Can I talk to
2.0?
this person? Why don't we put something like this out there? All right,
make it
is
up.
Steve's shirt checkered or not?
Is it white with blue and red stripes, or is it blue and red with white?
No, but seriously,
blocks?
how does that start? Who does this?
I don't,
Who
somebody
did this?
Uploads it too. So, would you vote for Hillary in 2020?
I would vote for Hillary 7 out of 7 times.
Love it. You heard it here.
No,
Um,
I don't think she can run. Right?
do you think that it's? Are people exhausted by her?
I think she's just too old.
That's why.
In 4 years, from
He's
now,
older than her.
I think they're the same age, aren't they? Both 70.
It's all old.
They're just old. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want a younger president?
And like how they can't make those jumpsuits much longer. Those ninja jumpsuits that she wears.
What-
those are custom
You
made.
could
You know how
make
much money that would
you
cost
could make
the
it out of
people
his suits
if
because his are
she
pretty
got
big.
into the White House.
Do you think that he should tailor his suits a little tighter? Do you think
No, he's got to hide that gut.
he's got to hide that gut?
Got to hide that gut.
I
boy.
did read that he actually wears a girdle,
Yeah.
like he actually wraps his belly.
Oh yeah. for
every
sure.
morning.
Well, I mean, you can't eat Burger King every day and like stay tight.
Do you do that by yourself, or do you have somebody that wraps your girdle for you?
I mean, if I was him, I'd have a team of 3.
Yeah, at least.
At least 3. I'd be like, rap.
And how is that
Rap.
person like not come? Because you can't, he can't, you just can't have one person that does this for 50 years. He's got to have like a fired girdle person. Like, and where is that person? Like, why can't that person tell some stories?
They're out there.
They're out there, man.
I mean, you see
actually had to use
these
a wench.
documentaries of like the presidents from like the 50s and 60s, and they all got dressed by like people. They didn't dress themselves. I'm sure to a point it's still like that. So.
Oh man.
Steve gets dressed every morning
What do you mean he gets dressed?
by himself.
You dress yourself?
Unfortunately.
So you think that
Talk
people
to
are
me.
so you think that people are fatigued by hair? And PJ brought up a good point: is with everything that's gone on between Harvey Weinstein and Puerto Rico, the hurricanes,
Puerto Rico.
the wildfires. Do you think people are actually just like, you know what, fuck it, like I'm done hearing about this stuff.
Drop the mic.
Yes, and that's why we want to like, you know, argue about pink and white shoes. Do you think that there is a bit of a fatigue when it comes to these stories?
Probably. I think we're just so numb now, as we've talked about previously, that some of these, like Vegas, for instance. I mean, after 3-4 days, we were like, enough of the Vegas, over it. Every time you turn on the TV, news after news after news, and it's the same story and over and over again. So yeah, I do think that people, when they reflect on it, they're like, that's horrible. That's a horrible thing. And
If you let me ask you this question: if let's say you were a victim, or let's say you were part of it, let's say you were somehow had something to do with it. I'm not saying you did it. I'm just saying, let's say you had a family member lost, or that was your cousin that shot, or your family is in Texas and they lost their stuff. Do you think that you want to keep hearing about it or no?
I don't know. That's a great question. I think I'd be upset that other people don't give a shit about it.
Yeah.
I think that would bother me.
So, for example,
I'm not sure I'd want to continually hear about it, though. No, I'm pretty sure I'd want to do that on my own pace.
So, for example, I just found out that
What about you? Would you want to hear
St.
about
John, the island, and St. John, the U.S. Virgin Islands, no power whatsoever.
Still
no power.
Wow.
And I would not have found that out if somebody did not tweet that out, right? And so now it brings a little bit of more awareness of like, oh, you know, what else can we do for those guys down there? So I think it's part of the press's job is to continually talk about it, regardless of whether or not that you like it, right? It's just like,
Yeah, I think there's a difference, though, between talking about it and giving people the necessary updates that they should be getting with like good investigative reporting, as opposed to just talking about the same thing over and over, spinning it 7 different ways, trying to milk every ounce of information out of it. It just continually, we become numb to it, right? CNN, God bless them, they are crushing it right now thanks to Donald Trump. But they just continually beat things to death. So it's usually if you take a look at it, it's like a 30-day cycle of the same story, and there's only about 5 stories that are talked about on a rolling 30-day cycle, and they'll mix in occasional news, but that news is only two minute clips. The rest is about what can we feed the American people to enrage them and make them feel like, you know, they need to do something.
You said something,
and they kill it. They do it well.
You said
God
something
bless you.
interesting there, which was they're killing it, which both of us have worked at a conservative media outlet, right?
Yep.
And it's interesting because I've thought this for a while.
Independent.
Yes, independent. Is media places, media outlets, news organizations, if they tend to lean a certain way, do much better when the other person is in power, because you
Absolutely.
get a target, right? It's we have our guy in now, so okay, we're just kind of choir preaching and nobody's really outraged. It's when there is somebody out there that we don't like, it's just you keep digging at that wound, wound. And you're seeing that right now with CNN, Huffington Post, MSNBC. It's you're just like continuing just to scratch it and scratch it and scratch it. And they're going to do it for the next
last
4
8 years of Obama, CNN just was going down in ratings and money year after year. And
because they had their guy.
Exactly. So now it's their turn. They're going to make a heck of a lot of money. And then, we'll go from there. It's all cyclical like anything else. So
do you think that independent media companies can truly do well?
I think they can thrive in either situation. I do.
But they just
It's
might not
really
have that
hard
swing
to
of a
do
bias.
that, though.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really hard to do that because
Totally.
People inherently people believe one thing or they believe another thing. So a lot of people don't have the tolerance, if you will, to read things that they don't believe in.
And it's something I actually discuss with I'm trying my best to get this into a political conversation. I don't know if you know this.
I do.
Okay.
Do you see how calm I am
Yeah,
now?
chug that coffee real quick.
Good.
And especially and again, I always like to say this, as you well know, I tend to lean a little left. But
In the morning.
with Steve,
Hey now.
coming in there with a you can't say
You
that.
don't have to call me out. You can just let it happen.
Jeez. Oh, that's dirty. That's even worse. Is a lot of people are saying, well, we need to have the free press. We need to have the free press. Well, inherently, the free press is biased, right? Because guess what? Because a lot of, like I said, like a lot of my liberal friends get upset, and liberal family and friends get upset when they say, oh, we don't want the president saying, you know what, take away their licenses, whatever that means, or, you know what, it's fake news, and his constant battle against the media. The problem, though, is that all media companies, with the exception of maybe NPR, are private companies that are their sole responsibility is to the shareholders and the stakeholders, which means to make money. So how do you make
Not
money?
all of them are private. I don't think CNN's private. I think that's...
I'm sorry.
yeah.
For profit is
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
actually
yeah.
meant.
Oh.
For profit. Thank you for clarifying
Yeah,
that.
I just wanna make sure.
So all of them are for profit. So all of them is the primary responsibilities to the stakeholders. So obviously, if they find that there's a certain bias makes more money, they're going to go that way, right? And so that's why there is a somewhat, I'm not saying that we should completely can and shut the mouths of all presses, but there is somewhat of an argument to that they're all biased. Every single one of them.
Absolutely.
Every single one
Absolutely.
of them are biased. So what do you, as a reader, as a citizen, like what do you do? Is it a personal responsibility on you to sift through
Yes.
what's right and what's wrong?
Yes. It's a personal responsibility of you to sift through what is right and what is wrong, to utilize multiple sources of reporting and not just Facebook or somewhere else, and that is your source of information. Furthermore, you'll save yourself from looking silly at times when having conversations. Essentially, if you just read one thing, that's what you think, and that's the end of it, right?
Do you like to get your news from both sides, right? So if I lean a little left, can I say that you lean a little right? Is that fair?
I think that's a fair
Okay,
statement.
we'll just say that.
I think that's a fair
Do you
statement.
like to? But you also like to. You'll watch CNN. You'll.
I only listen to CNN.
No, but shouldn't you be listening to other things?
I check in on the New York Post. I check in
right.
on Fox. I check in on the Times. All that stuff. The Wall Street Journal. But the majority of the time, I go to the opposite side of the fence so
Yes.
that I can hear what they're trying to spew, and then I fact check from there. But at the same time, I also don't spend much time doing that these days.
No, you don't.
No, I've lost interest.
Were you interested in during the election last year?
I was incredibly interested during the election. I think most people were, but
I find
I've
myself
kind of lost my interest. It just
Yeah.
kind
Is
of
it-
all the tweeting and just I'm just over it.
Yeah, but are you on Twitter or do we find
I'm not
one?
on Twitter.
Oh,
I'm
he's
not
not
on
on
Twitter.
Twitter,
No,
PJ.
No, not on Twitter.
Wow. I feel like I'd be disconnected to the world, not on Twitter.
You are. It's an amazing feeling. You
yeah,
should
yeah.
try
Yeah.
it.
Listen to that.
Yeah.
It's an amazing feeling. But you can't do that because your job is
Is to be on Twitter.
Yeah, so I can do
Yeah.
that.
Right.
You tell me what's going on.
No, but I find myself in the same way. As I actually like to look at, because I also want to grow from a knowledge base, which I want to talk about this in a second. BOOKS books.
What are those?
But I like to know what the other side is saying, so I can have a conversation. I also think I personally like to be a little bit of a contrarian most in life. Would you agree
Oh, yeah,
or disagree
for
with
sure.
that? I disagree with you. But I like to know like what's going on. So if somebody says, 100% of the people, feel this way. Well, that's really not that true, right? And you can't say 100% because there's no way for you to prove that, right? So I also like to figure out where people are coming from. So that's why I will, I'm on Twitter. Have you followed me yet?
Let me follow
Yeah,
you.
you know what? Follow me, please.
Jake
Thank you.
surfs.
It's gonna go
with a Z.
bling. But I like to follow people that have more of a conservative bent because I don't want choir preaching. I know what I know, and I know that side of things, but I want to figure out why you feel that way.
Sure.
So, and what a lot of people do is, do you follow me yet?
Followed you right now.
Thank you. Thanks,
Where's the
PJ. That's really
notification?
quick.
Boom, boom,
That's a
Jake
good
Carney.
article. You should read that one. That's my meditation one. Have you read it?
Yeah, I have.
Will you favorite it, please?
Will do.
Thank you. And you can
How about retweet it?
Yeah, there you go. I'm retweeting this live on air right now. So I was in kind of a bookstore in downtown West Palm yesterday, a little gift shop, and I was like, oh my God, look at that book. That looks really good. I'm never going to read it right now because I really would like to read books. I was very good at reading books. Then I had children. And then when you have children, they read books at school, but I don't read books anymore. Right. And so I was wondering, as somebody who doesn't have children, do you read?
No.
Perfect. This is a good segment. This is going great. PJ, do you read?
It's tough to find the time, but I do.
What do you read?
So right now I'm reading Shoe Dog by Phil Knight.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
memoir, and it's actually, I'm like probably 2/3 the way through.
Do you like it?
Great book, yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Do you read, Jeff?
Yeah, mostly articles online though, and then I kind of just started getting into the audio.
Oh, I thought we were talking about books.
Yeah, we're talking about books.
Oh, okay.
I'm big into audiobooks. For me, like to sit down for like 8 hours and crush a book and just tell my wife, this is what I'm going to do for 8 hours, won't happen. Divorce will happen before that. But I do read or listen to audiobooks like when I run and then drive. That's amazing. Steven, are you reading yet? Audio?
Nothing.
You're working a lot,
currently.
which I appreciate, so keep that up.
Yeah, sorry, busy.
Prefer he does that.
Yeah. What about you, Brianna?
I do.
What do you read? What's
Right
some?
now I'm reading The Untethered Soul.
Nice.
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. That is a. How do you guys feel about book recommendations?
Depends on the person.
I think it's good if people ask. But if I say, you know what book you guys should read, it's like saying, you know what, let me push my thought process on it. I don't like it. I don't like it. So don't ever offer me a book because, you know what, I'm not going to read it. I have kids, okay? And I'm going to tell you that to your face. I got kids.
At least
I'm not
you're
gonna read
honest.
it. And I'm not going to listen to it because whatever. But if people ask me, I like to tell them. So would you recommend a book to anybody?
No, I don't read.
Perfect.
I read the intranet.
The intranet. Do you know what the difference between internet and intranet is?
No.
The intranet
One's dark, one's not.
is a system that's within a confined network.
Wow.
Like if we had our own like homepage
Network.
based inside this network, that'd be the intranet. Outside, going to the Twitters is internet.
Internets.
Yeah. I majored
Intranets.
in IT. What'd you major in?
Business.
Business.
Entrepreneurship.
Did you really?
I was like, I did a bunch of things.
Did you double major?
No, triple minored.
Did you really?
Yeah.
And what?
What is it? You can't do that. Did you make that
Damn
up?
right you can.
My
You,
God.
I did
Triple
entrepreneurship,
minored.
communication.
You were almost good at 3 things. Like,
So
what do you
accurate.
mean?
That's so
Everything is so
accurate.
fake. I hate
Here
it.
we go.
I hate it.
There's the jack of all trades. I'm the 10 of all trades.
The
Not quite there.
PJ,
Right. Finance.
you're a finance guy.
Good man, smart man.
Yeah.
I like that.
But you like writing, right?
Yeah, so finance, and then I took a lot of extracurricular classes.
Yeah.
like in computer science.
Smoking weed?
No, journalism.
Got me.
Yeah, right.
It's like I took that class.
So I hated finance though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What did you
I
major in?
started off computer science.
Ew.
Yeah, and then realized like I don't want to code for the rest of my life.
No.
Then did what was called like business information systems because I
Very
was like
cool.
I was going to be an IT guy.
Very cool.
And then did that and I was like until 8 weeks left, senior year, second semester, geology essentially turned into second half of that was marine biology and oceanography.
You were interested
I literally took notes. Like I would write on the paper, and I remember like staying after and talking
I
to
looked
the
at 'em
to the
after I wrote it
professor,
down.
and I was like, oh I'm talking to the professor about this is what normal college kids do.
Yeah.
And I was studying
All 4 years.
studying, got like hundreds on everything, and then I took my exam and like I crushed it. Like I just knew that I didn't even worry that about getting the test scores. Like I knew all of that, and that's when I called Gina on my flip phone, and I said I was like, I missed my calling. I should have majored in marine biology and oceanography, but great, I got a business degree now. Let's go to Florida.
Yeah.
It's
Probably would have opened up your.
Well, that's why
having a business theory is probably better.
Oh, I totally like having a business. Yeah, being an entrepreneur, I think is absolutely amazing. I love it. I love the flexibility, the freedom, and I love the people that work with us too. But still, I still have that urge of doing something with the ocean, with marine biology or something like that. But I don't want to go back to school. Like I have a couple friends or people talking like, "Do you ever want to go back to school?" I'm like, "No, I have zero desire to go back and take classes and study and write papers. Like even for let's just say marine biology or ocean, like I couldn't sit at Microsoft Word and say, okay, I got to write 25 pages on this. That's just not gonna happen.
Maybe surfing's probably best.
Yeah. Wait, writing on it or just doing it?
No, just like that's your
doing it. Yes. Yeah.
That's your marine.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you think
interaction.
So what's really popular is this whole gap year thing. Do you know what that is?
I do. Why was I thinking about that yesterday?
Because
Oh my God. I said to myself, and I'll just go ahead and give you my opinion before you even ask the question. I said to myself, that seems really cool. How could you take a year off and then like go back to school? I'd be like, nope, school's out. And I was just like, who has the money to do this? Those are the three things that popped into my head right away.
Sure. And obviously,
and then I just went on making lasagna.
like Garfield.
Yeah.
So people obviously you can I cut grass for a living. I worked at Rita's Italian
cool.
Ice, so you could like make money and save it. I was fired from Rita's Italian Ice.
I'm sorry. I
for
thought
it.
a gap year was you have to travel somewhere.
I'm getting there. I'm getting to that.
okay.
I'm pontificating here for a second. We'll get there. What I was saying is you can have a job where you can't have jobs where you're saving up money, right? And then rather than going to school, then you can say like I saved up $1,000, $2,000. I mean, these kids some of them aren't flying first class like to Europe, right? They're gonna get over there the way they can and backpack it and do whatever. But at 18, I had no clue what I wanted to do with my life, and I mean, I'd be fine with a couple gap years in between that. But you're right. Personally, could I go and
I would have never went back to
come
school.
back and say I would go to college? But here's the thing: like, I don't necessarily. I think we're almost to the point where college, much like the sport coat that I feel and the collar, could be a little bit of yesteryear, meaning it's not for everybody. Everybody was supposed to go to college, and if you didn't, you went to vocational school, and if you didn't, you went to high school. But you went to kind of other type of craft work or whatever it is, or you just started working. But I think that we're starting to see less of a need for it because you have kids that are like 15, 16 years old that have $1 million businesses. We just heard of one last week, right? And not to say that didn't happen before, but it's more prevalent now, especially with the internet. So, I was thinking about this too. Like,
interesting thought.
If at 16 or let's say 17 years old, let's say Noah had a business, my daughter Noah, and let's say she was able to go to regular school, getting good grades in class. But let's say she was making like $50,000 a year, selling, magnets or like earrings on Etsy, right? And if she said, I don't want to go to college, I really want to blow this up, how could I tell her no, right? I couldn't tell her no. Like, why would you put that on hold to go to school? And so I just go back to what I learned in school, what you probably learned in school, but you probably I haven't really applied anything that I learned like in school at all to running a business. And I think that this has been more of a better life experience. Now, again, with college, you get the social experiment and everything, which I think is super, super important. Nod your head. Yeah, Steve.
Oh yeah.
Very important.
That'll be like episode 11.
Season 2.
How many people did Steven kill? Can't say that. Edit that out. No, but I think it's good for the social experiment. But like, I don't think let's say your kid, your future child,
I don't know,
says, Dad, you know what? I'm making, let's just say $20,000 a year, but
He's going to college.
He's going to go to college. He has
Especially because I've
no
been prepaying college probably since the time he was 10. So
Can you like take it back out? Can you say it didn't work out for our kid?
Probably.
So let's just say like you could see a direct path there where they could really take something off. You're still going to force them to go to college.
I don't know. I think there's got to be. I think there's got to be some sort of medium. I also think that it depends on how much money we're talking about here. If we're making $20,000 a year, yeah, you're going to college.
$20,000 a year.
You're
But
going to
all right, say profit $20,000 a
You're going
year.
to college.
And he or she. Do you know what you want to have, boy or girl?
I'd like to have both.
Perfect. Good
Yeah.
good answer.
Yep.
So if they're doing well and they're like, Dad, in 3 years I can take it to this, but if I go to college, it's going to really derail this.
I don't.
It's black and white for you?
I think you just got to go to college, and if you
100 grand a
really
year.
want to make the money, you'll do it after you're done studying,
Interesting.
or you'll hire somebody to do your busy work for you because you're making so much money
Interesting.
per se.
Interesting. Steven,
I mean, you need to get a degree. It's not like you can go do something.
do you really need to get
I
a
think
degree?
you need to get a degree.
Why?
Because if you want to work at any legitimate place, they're not even going to entertain bringing you in for an interview. If you want to start your own business, if you want to be an entrepreneur, no, you can do whatever the hell you want, right? But if you want to go say, I want to go work for, J.P. Morgan Chase, you're not going to get a job if you have a high school degree.
So hold on. I have no clue where Jeff went to college. I only know where PJ and Brianna went because they just graduated, so they've been talking about it. When I get resumes, I don't look at that.
Like I
And-
said.
and you do, right?
Yeah.
You will look for that.
Absolutely. I won't interview anybody that doesn't have a college degree.
We did this summer.
Yeah, one person, because we looked past that.
Right.
For a variety of reasons.
We-
I'm not talking about us, a small business, or small businesses around. I'm talking about
If you want
Fortune 500
but
businesses
that's
or
if
big
you want
companies.
that.
If you want that, you have to go to college. If you want to, go another route, then I guess it's not as important, man.
Oh man, I can't believe it.
What?
Your daughter's making $100,000 a year, and you're gonna make her go to college.
If she's making $100,000 a year, she can hire somebody to do her busy work while she gets an education. And if she's interested enough,
Great.
she will find the time.
Intro to
work.
pre-calculus.
I'm not going to tell her what she has to study. She can study
Do you
whatever
have to
she
take-
wants.
Does everybody have to take calculus? It's like
No, God, no.
Oh, really?
I never took a math class in
No
college.
way, dude.
Not at all.
Never.
Man.
I
don't know.
prereqed
So
and
you were
then-
just-
Yeah, because you had like 8 minors.
What about you, Steve? I cut you off because I got all worked up there, but would you send your kid to college?
I would have them take classes that are in the field that they want to take their business. So you mentioned so what I did, I took entrepreneurship classes, which were not very defined in terms of like the exact business I was going
Sure.
down. But
Smart.
opposite of what you're saying, where I didn't take anything I learned from college and I'm using it now.
Right.
I was probably the opposite, especially with those classes where
He said that, by the way. I didn't say
correct.
that.
Jake said that, and I use a lot of those things in my day to day.
I'm glad you do.
Not
great.
even necessarily like I actively call back. Oh, I learned that in Entrepreneurship 201.
Right.
But it's just small business practice type things,
Right.
managerial, organizational type things that you learn. And I'm sure you can learn it in like your standard business class. But I wouldn't send a kid to go all the way through 4 years of school anymore. I
Really?
don't think it's worth it.
Thank you.
Wow.
But I agree with you. The way society is now, if you want a job with a big organization,
You have to go to school.
to have
Right.
it.
Exactly.
So if that's what you want,
if
then you have to go
I mean,
do it.
you know that when you're. I mean, at least I knew that. I don't know if everybody else knew that, but I knew. I'm like, okay, I'm not working for these big time companies. I wasn't great in school.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put in my 4 years, get my degree, and then I'm going to go do sales because
Well,
I can
there's
write
also-
my own
I
ticket.
think
that was my route.
Which is good. And I think there's a mentality of, and we talked about this last week, was if you have drive, like I don't think that you need college. Like if you really have that drive, but if you have an idea and you don't necessarily have the drive yet and you don't necessarily know where it's at,
Sure.
college could be good because it can kind of give you a little bit of a social experiment. You can learn different things. But if Noah is making $100,000 and I know that she's selling like magnetic rose earrings, right? Go for it, right? Go for it.
I think everyone should go for.
Why
at
can't you
least
do it on
1
the
year,
side?
though.
I don't get it.
Because what if we could turn into like a $500,000 business next year, and then she can start paying for me to go on vacation?
You should go for at least 1 year though, because you learn.
But then you're like that
things-
weird kid who came for 1 year and then
cares?
disappeared.
Oh man, I mean, there's a lot that could happen that 1 year. But
Totally. You could get pregnant. You could get somebody pregnant. That's
Oh.
what college is all about, right?
That's what college is. That and chlamydia. Yeah, apparently.
What's the number one thing you learned from college? You're just fresh out.
Number one thing,
Top of your head.
probably social interactions.
Social interaction. Brianna, real quick.
Do what you want, not what they want.
Ooh.
I don't understand that. Can you elaborate on that?
What's that?
I spent too much time on projects that didn't
Gotcha. And what is the one thing you learned about? This is a loaded question. We're doing this live on air. What's the one thing you've learned about the work world? I use that quotes where we work. What is one thing you learned about the work world since being out? It's the best ever.
It's so, I would say unpredictability.
That's a good one.
That's
good.
true. That's very true.
That's a
That's
slight
actually-
and a compliment.
It's like God. That's
Sure
okay.
is.
I mean, just that could go for anything, really.
Yeah.
What about you?
Remember your purpose.
Remember your purpose.
Remember your purpose.
Remember your purpose. Love it.
I learned how to play flip cup and beer pong.
Which one were you better
college.
at?
I was way better at beer pong.
Way better.
Way better. Flip cup, I don't have the.
Did you get a
Especially if you
little
factor in
touch?
some wind. Oh boy.
So you played it outside?
Oh yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh my
I
God,
told
yeah.
you. I told
Would
you
you
the
play
story
inside?
because I remember being on my bed. We didn't have heat in like November with my roommate next to me, with a blanket over both of us, watching like Florida State or whatever, and saying, "Why are we here? Why
Yeah.
did we choose this school? This is awful.
Well,
It's
you have to play
cold."
sports.
But
you
it's
know.
cold and gross. I was like, look, they're all happy.
Yeah.
They're all they're wearing shorts and it's November. Man.
Yeah. Well, you're here now,
I've done
though.
it again.
It's awesome. It's awesome when you see people up north just coats and you're down here.
Yeah.
I would have went somewhere warmer.
Yeah.
Would have went somewhere warmer.
What would have been your go-to school if you had any
Well-
opportunity?
Well, the funny thing is, I didn't like in high school when I was starting to think about it. I thought you just picked them like you picked high school and like you picked lunch.
I'm zoned for
so I was like,
Harvard.
I'm gonna go. I was like, I'm gonna go to Pepperdine. I really want to go to Pepperdine, and
That's
I had-
cool school.
Yeah, but I had no clue you had to get like over a 4.0 and
5.0s.
yeah, exactly.
5.0s.
And so it was that I really wanted to go to Notre Dame for a while. Same thing. And was like, they're not accepting.
Look at
me.
you, somebody who claims to be some sort of non-God believer, wanted to go to a good Catholic
I was going
institution
to
like
because
Notre Dame.
I wanted to infiltrate it from the belly of the
Oh,
beast.
that's horrible!
and
Don't ruin
change-
such a good thing. It's been around so long, so great.
I do. Well, this is going to be another podcast because we're running out of time now.
Yeah.
But we'll get into God and who she is, right?
Yeah, we should talk to her. Yeah.
That one you can't just be quiet on. You gotta go all.
No.
We'll drink early. We'll start drinking early.
So I don't
okay.
really.
We don't have to do it now.
I'm not going to elaborate on it, but I don't really. I think I might have to study up. I mean, I don't really have many thoughts on that. I just accepted that is what it is. And
We'll get into that later.
fine.
And then
that'll be a long podcast on it.
I'll clear my schedule for like 4 hours. Did you have any other places other than Florida State or no? Was
Yeah,
that
I
it?
would have went to like probably 4 or 5 other schools. I really enjoyed Florida State, and I actually would do it over again. But like, if you were like, okay, you can just like do this all the time, there's like 3 or 4 other schools I would have liked to have gone to as well.
Could you go back for a year and live the way you did like junior, senior year of college? Could you go back for 1 year? That's 100% yes. Could you do it?
100%.
No, I
Yeah.
was driving myself into the ground.
Subway, $5 footlongs, 2 meals, done. Next time.
I don't. Would you? Well,
I would do it.
hell
you're
yeah.
you're fresh out. I don't like. I couldn't do it. I really couldn't do it. I would be dead.
Yeah.
I would be dead. Like if I had to do it like in this body. If you had to do it in this body.
Oh yeah, deal.
Do you think that you would live?
Oh yeah,
Oh man.
conditioned.
Oh man.
No, I don't know. That'd be tough.
I
Can you
think-
use a credit card?
What's that?
Can you use a credit card?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
then
yeah,
yes,
sure.
I could definitely go.
Steven, can you pull up our winner from our Coconut Threads giveaway on Thursday as we wrap up? We did get quite a few comments, and thank you guys for that. We'll do another giveaway this week, but that was fun. So, where can we find you, Matt?
You can find
We do this
me,
every show.
on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yep, and Twitter.
All right. You should pipe in. I hate even saying it. The Jake Carney Show Facebook page.
Yeah, Jake
You-
Carney Facebook page.
You should just say, you pipe in and be like, start trolling people.
Yes. No, I'm not gonna do that. I don't know how much time I'm gonna have to troll people.
Do you believe in God?
Oh my God.
Who did you vote for?
Who did you vote for?
That's a good. So with
Do you even meal prep?
with Thanksgiving coming up, there's gonna be a lot of cool discussions at the table.
Turkey Toms.
It's like, oh, did you hear what the president said? And just lob that grenade and then just walk out and go get cranberry sauce.
Come back. Everybody's fist fighting.
So looking
No, we
forward to
talked
that.
about that. That's choir preaching. Everybody's going to be in agreement. And they'll just
No,
go,
because you
"Oh,
always
yeah,
have that
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
crazy ass uncle who's gonna be like, "No, this is how it was in my day," and you're gonna be like, "Oh, just throw fucking mashed potatoes in his face."
Yeah.
Nope, I'm not the only one. Okay, who's our winner, Steve?
Are you making me pick the person right now?
No, it's randomized, so it should be up there.
What?
Who's the winner?
Who
Spin the
won?
wheel.
Pick somebody.
Oh,
Oh, I do have the winner.
oh
here.
yeah, there it is.
Gwen Stefani. Nope.
The winner is Jenny.
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 Oh, Jenny.
Jenny V.
Jenny V from. Where's Jenny V from?
Jenny V is from.
I don't give away any of her information.
What's her phone number?
What's her relationship status?
Yeah. ASL.
You don't have to give it away.
Yeah, she has.
You could say the
family, I think.
state.
She has family. Well, we need to get her size, and Jenny V, we should let her know like right now. Oh my God, you won live
Jenny
on
V.
air. Thank you for playing.
Somebody's about to ring her doorbell with
Yeah.
a camera.
Yeah. Should we give anything away for this one?
No.
Okay, sorry guys.
Sorry, guys. It's my day.
That's gonna do it for us. not giving anything away.
We can give something away. What do we have to give away?
We have.
A MacBook Air.
Yeah, a MacBook Air.
Let's give away a Yeti cooler.
And that's all we
And
got. So
we're
you can
out,
find
folks. We'll
Jake
see you
on
on
Twitter and
Tuesday.
Instagram at
we've,
Jake Surfs.
we've depleted the budget for the show.
Yeah.
That's gonna do it. No, we'll give away a soft top Yeti cooler.
Soft taco.
Soft top Yeti cooler. They're really cool. Nope, you don't like them?
No, that's no.
Okay, we'll send you a hat.
We'll send you a hat.
Yeah, I like that. We'll do that.
Snapback.
We don't even have Jake Carney show hats
We can make them.
with my face on it.
We can make them.
No. Well,
We could. We should do that.
we'll give away some coffee since everybody's kiboshing everything else.
Sure.
Jeez.
Coffee's fine.
Coffee it is.
One bag.
We'll give away the rest of PJ's half-eaten sesame bagel with cream cheese.
Show it to us. Let's see.
This could be yours if the price is right.
Oh man.
Oh my God, I'd love to
I
do
was
the
gonna
price
finish
is
it, didn't
right.
want to be like
PJ
savage on air.
PJ is not our health rate. You're in good shape. You should stop with that.
I
He's
really
22, dude. You could eat bread for another
No,
5,
it's
6
great.
years
This
without
is
even
not a
worrying
healthy
about it.
breakfast. I agree.
Oh man, it's funny. We used to think that was a healthy breakfast.
This is not a healthy breakfast.
It's not. It's not. Kale smoothies are what was my go-to, and now I don't
Ew.
put a blender, so I have to
Sounds gross.
And I love eating healthy, but kale is just awful.
Kale?
Yeah, it's awful.
Put it in your smoothie.
I
Or
do.
your morning.
Yeah, it's
whatever.
fine.
Cut it with cinnamon.
What's
It's
that?
cayenne.
Cinnamon and cayenne and kale. Right, PJ?
Yeah.
All right.
I like
Where
it.
can we find you, PJ?
PJ, where
You
can we find
me
you?
Instagram PJ Emirata.
Oh,
Team
we're going-
follow back. And then Twitter P Emirata. So
That's my boy.
ahead.
That's my boy.
If you notice, PJ calls out his social media accounts every time, but Brianna doesn't put it in the video.
You know what? Maybe you can put his social media on my my slide.
Oh man, lots to do. We got a couple
yeah, we
meetings
gotta,
today.
we gotta get some big stuff going on.
We gotta pay for the podcast,
Yeah.
guys. So you can find me at Jake Surfs, and we're not plugging YouTube, are we? Facebook,
Like our page.
like our page. Should we turn it to like a locked page?
A what?
Like a locked page where you have to request access. That way, when we post, everybody sees it.
We can also make that.
Oh yeah, like my special VIP like backstage pass.
Yeah. You get
Yeah.
like a.
Let's make it harder for them to.
One day in advance.
One day in advance. Like the page. Find us everywhere we're at. This was a tough Monday.
It was a tough Monday,
Oh
wasn't
God.
it?
Well, thank you guys. Hopefully Tuesday's better.
Yeah, Tuesday will be better.
Awesome. We'll talk to you soon.